Oh yeah. What's good, everybody? My name is Valor, and welcome back to Valtech Armory. And this is day 3 of Bolt Action Week, the week dedicated to hobby-made bolt-action blasters. And this is the Wrenfield by Shellington and MHP Arms. This is a fully 3D printed bolt-action sniper-style shell-ejecting blaster that uses the existing Flypoint magazine and shell system. And being completely honest, it is awesome. Now you might be yelling at the screen, Valor! Shells aren't practical, you have to load your darts into the shells, then shells into the magazine, but it allows for a lot more fun in terms of the loading mechanisms, and also, with shells, you can do a double-stacked magazine, which means you can have pretty high capacity in a small package. It also means you can do something like use a real steel style feeding mechanism in a drum style magazine, so you could have even greater capacity than a double stack. But you may still not want shells regardless, so if that is the case, ignore this video or just keep on watching because you like my beautiful face. But this is a high performance bolt action Springer blaster that uses the shells and stuff, like I said before, and it has been a lot of fun, helping with the beta testing, because this is a beta unit. I actually need to update it, but I don't have any more of this very nice purple glittery filament that actually glows in the dark and glows green. Oh, and by the way, if you want to help the channel out so I can actually afford something like getting some more filament and everything, there is a link down to my Patreon down below. No pressure though, your viewership is more than enough. This blaster is designed with a lot of interlocking shell pieces that are all sort of supported by the rails. And it's because of all the interlocking shell pieces that this blaster feels quite sturdy once you have it all screwed together. Without the rails, it does feel a bit flimsy and the pieces can slide around a little bit, but once you have that all locked down, it is nice and solid. Starting up at the front, I got this very nice tanker style muzzle brake. This is actually a muzzle brake from the Winchester, but since it uses the same threads, I decided to throw it on here, and a big tanker, style muzzle brake on a bolt action sniper rifle does feel appropriate. Inside this orange barrel shroud is not the standard aluminum that comes with the kit, but I'm using a standard style aluminum barrel that we use in the hobby. I think it's using the shorter barrel from the Swift actually, and that is giving me a very nice consistent 165 FPS. Generally. On the underside of the barrel is a section of Picatinny rail. You can use this for bipods, foregrips, whatever. On later revisions of this blaster, the rail does go farther back, at least of your choosing, which means you can have a foregrip much closer to the magwell. Though I do tend to just grip the magwell because it is pretty much vector shaped, though it doesn't have the vector style button release on either side. Right above that is the ejection port, and it is on both sides because this blaster is easily ambidextrous. All you have to do is undo a screw here and here, and then you can slide the whole stock off, and that's also how you access the spring. Then you can pull the bolt out, flip it to the other way, though you may also want to switch the extractor out for the right side one if you decide to go with a left-hand bolt. It is very simple. It's a very small piece. It takes like maybe 5 minutes to print, so despite this being a beta unit, I did add my own little touch. I added a custom knurled bolt handle. This one's slightly different from the one that comes standard in the parts now. I added some extra ridges and everything just to make it a little bit special, unique for me. This is a thumb hole style grip, though there is a remix by a patron of mine, Mags Blasters, that does remove the whole thumb hole thing. So if you don't like thumb hole grips, then there you go. I have the Mr. Heath Pants special sort of extended stock, so I don't have to deal with having this bar all stretched out and everything, so I have it nice and compact, yet still a good length for me. And the overall feel of this blaster is really good. The grip is nicely shaped, even though it is, on the flat side, but you're not really holding the blaster by the main grip a whole lot anyway, because you're, working the bolt and everything, so your main hand is doing more things than just holding the blaster. And the overall profile of this thing is gorgeous. I heard some people compare it to a gun from Apex Legends, which I've never really played Apex Legends apart from like one time where I tried it, but my computer couldn't really run it that well. I currently have a Silver Fox 25 spring powering this blaster, which gives a very smooth prime and a good level of performance, just like my B variant Caliburn. But yeah, let's get a little bit of firing footage. All right, we're doing things a little bit differently today because it is currently a full-on thunderstorm outside, and I cannot risk getting my my nice camera wet, so we're doing this indoors. At the very least, you'll be able to see the action and then also the performance I'm getting out of this specific build. So hopefully that helps. Though in testing earlier, I was hitting things quite accurately with this blaster, so. Prime it back. Stick the full mag in. This is a full with the 10-round extension. And yeah. 265. 265. 258. 265 again. 260. 267. 262. 265. 262. 265. There are shells going everywhere, and I'm out on this specific mag. This is one of my old fly point mags. You can tell because of the follower there. Got another mag loaded up. This is another one of my my fly point mags. You can see the nice Starry Night blue on there. This one's fully loaded with standard AF Pro darts. I don't have any max darts in here because those things are less common. At least they don't have them at my local Target. 258. 260. 258. I can tell I skimmed the chronograph on that one. 262. 262 again. And again. 258. 262. And I'm out. Ooh. In my opinion, not bad at all. I have seen a lot of the Singaporean Nerfers get some of these a while back because it was just too much fun. And I agree, because having a blaster that spits shells out every time you need to fire is a fun little addition. And it also is sort of a competitive aid, given the fact that, if you are confident and you're enjoying yourself and you're comfortable with your blaster, the whole feel, it's all mental, really. Most of it is how you play, but if your head's in a good space while using a blaster, then you will likely do better in a competitive scene. That's why you see a lot of athletes hyping themselves up with some music and everything right before a game, because it helps get them in a good headspace to perform well. And that is something that I think a lot of people actually overlook with their loadout. Like, I see, in the first Foam Pro Tour, I saw so many Caliburns and Talon Claws and not much else. There are a couple oddballs, but mostly it was just the standard pump action Springer that, is ubiquitous in this hobby right at this point. Like, I'm gonna have to replace the ubiquitous Maverick with the ubiquitous Caliburn. And it's because of that fact that I'm a big proponent of, building a loadout that you enjoy instead of min-maxing your way to glory, as it were. And it's blasters like this that exemplify that, because it is both fun and it performs very well. I'm sure with an even longer barrel and the right spring, I could push this thing up to 300 FPS easy. I mean, it already skirts that 260 mark just so gently. But let me know what you think of the Wrenfield down in the comments below. And if you have any ideas for, a different colorway I could possibly use, though I do like this black, white, and purple scheme. It is because of your help with the views, the likes, the comments, the subscribes, and especially the comments, because the algorithm loves videos that are, highly interacted with. And the fact that you're ringing the bell means that you're not going to miss any of my future videos, so you can, see what I'm uploading next and interacting and everything, which helps me out massively. And, again, big thanks to the patrons, because they are the real MVPs in all of this, because they are actually going beyond just watching the videos to support me monetarily so I can actually continue to do this channel. And if you want to join the ranks of the patrons starting at $1 a month, you can help the channel out, get access to the patron-only Discord server, get access to some files I've made, get sneak peeks at what I'm building next, or, making a video on next. And as ever, my name is Valor. Thanks for watching.